what are the complex numbers? Now, if you could recall, when you did Gen Maths, right, we looked at what we call the real numbers, right? And the real numbers themselves are really all of the numbers we usually use, right? You have 0, 1, 2, 3, of course, everything in that direction, right? There's -1, -2, right? But, it actually also includes the negative decimals, right? As well as positive decimal numbers. So something like 1.1 or 3.5, right? You can have -5.6, right? And so on and so forth, right? You're not limited to any particular number, right? So positive and negative whole numbers and decimals are included in the set of real numbers. But there's a question that we haven't really addressed in GenMaths by real numbers, and that is what really happens if you take the square root of, for example, -1, right? What is the result? And so, if you were to think about the real numbers, right, we use double R to represent it, right, being a set, well, they would be the complex numbers, right, outside of that set. And that set of complex numbers, right, that will actually address this idea of the square root of -1, or by extension, the square root of any negative number. Right? So if we have 3 and 5 and -6 and -1.1 in there, within the set of complex numbers, we can have 3 plus 2i as an example, 1 minus I, and so on and so forth. Right? What you'll find is that the general form of a complex number be a plus bi, where a is the real part, right, of this complex number, and b is the imaginary part of the complex number, right? And well, we know now that I is really square root of -1.